Welcome to the Suffolk Public Library Own Your Career Job Readiness Series. Today we're going to be talking about some of the basics of a point of sale system. So just kind of go over what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over some basics, talk a little bit about the restaurant versus retail aspects of point of sale, and offer some tips. So what is a point of sale system, or a POS system? It's an integrated software and hardware that help manage multiple aspects of businesses, including sales, inventory, employee schedules, reports, promotions, and loyalty programs. This could also be integrated with credit card readers, a cash register, or have tools for specifically restaurant world to manage processing orders. So there's a wide range of companies that offer different types of systems with different levels of whole business integration. Usually these run on a computer, tablet, or some sort of handheld device. So just some general information, you could be using a computer, mouse, and keyboard, or be using a touchscreen when working a POS system. Generally, things are labeled as to what they are or do, but sometimes language may be specific to the business or the employer you're working with. Some features you may not have access to depending on your role. You can always ask to practice in the training mode or find specific tutorials through your employer or online. Most of the companies that have these systems, that offer these systems, such as Square, Toast, etc., do offer online tutorials that you can find that talk specifically about how you can use their specific software. Every POS is a little different, but in general, they function very similarly. So a little bit about restaurant versus retail. For a restaurant POS or point of sale, it keeps track of the tabs or bills for customers based on the table number, bar seat number, or name, depending on where you're working. It manages the menu, inventory, and table layout. And so the manager or owner can go in and adjust the menu, double check inventory. As you maybe figure out the space, there may be some times where due to renovations or remodeling, or due to things like restrictions placed on restaurants due to a global pandemic, the table layout may change. So within the POS, some of them offer an opportunity for managers or owners to go in and actually place the table layout in the system. So that way, when you're seating or when you're doing or placing in the orders for the customers, you're actually using their table where they're at in the restaurant. Most POS systems for restaurants also manage the sending of the orders to the kitchen or the bar. So the server will put in the order either at the POS station or from a handheld device, and a ticket will show up either on a device or as a printout at the bar or the kitchen, covering the items that are needed from those two areas. This does allow for online ordering, promotions and discounts, and order customization, such as I'd like to order a burger, but I don't want pickles, and I'd love to have an extra slice of cheese. So this system, you can go in, you select the menu item, and then you're able to, depending on which system it is, quickly just type in. Sometimes they'll have a customization menu that you just click on the things that you want to add or remove. So depending on which system your location is using, you can either type it or it's another menu that you select from. So this does also allow for the mobile ordering by employees using a handheld device. So instead of having to write down an order and then go to one of the stands or stations to put it in, depending on which system, you can actually have a handheld device that you can click right into the menu and start ordering from it while you're at the table with the customers. Restaurant systems do not often require barcodes or other item recall. Instead, the system is divided up similar to the menu, and staff select the specific items and add any customization notes needed. So for this, you're not necessarily scanning anything, so you wouldn't have that barcode reader, and everything will be laid out in a way that makes sense and has a similar flow to if you were looking, for example, at ordering on like a DoorDash or something like that. So for retail, POS systems can help manage sales, inventory, promotions and discounts, and returns. And we'll use a barcode scanner to find the item in the inventory. So this is that recall. You can also search items by name or by their number. You're able to also manually enter an item and price it if the item cannot be found in the system. So you can quickly adjust the pricing and create a record if the item isn't scanning or you can't find it. You may have the option for a handheld device to help customers see if something is in stock, or during peak times such as holiday shopping, the opportunity to create mobile checkout stations or to pre-scan items and create a single label for the register. So using a point of sale system can open up some opportunities to streamline processes. So if you're looking to get a position that uses a point of sale or a POS, familiarity with using technology is important. You don't have to necessarily know how to code. Most of the POS devices are fairly similar to using a pretty modern smartphone as far as kind of the search features and the way that you navigate through applications and things. So some tips: practice, especially if there are new procedures that impact the normal flow. So a new type of discount or a new promotion, or they're implementing a new menu item that maybe isn't quite in the POS system in its own form yet, but that you can kind of customize and make. But practice is important. Think of times that you as a customer ran into something unique for the staff person to help you with. So a food allergy or restriction, or an odd return request, or seeing that something based on the website is supposed to be in stock, but you're not seeing it once you get to the store. Think of those questions and use them to guide asking questions on how to handle those situations as you're learning the new system and as you're learning a new job. You can always check out specific POS software platforms to see what sort of training videos they have online. For example, Cake is a POS platform, and it has a fairly robust training platform for employees that you can get access to on their website, no cost. You don't even have to have a login that you can walk through and learn about how their system works. There are videos out there about how to use Square and all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in positions that use POS software and you're unsure, or you feel that you're maybe not quite technologically there yet, remember that it runs very similar to a smartphone. And there are also training videos available for each type of software, for the most part, all of them online. And something else that you can do is you can always make a cheat sheet for your process flow. So if you're new to using the software and you've started a new job, or your employer has decided to start using a point of sale, you can always create cheat sheets for yourself on how you're supposed to move through processing different types of things. So if it's placing an order, how you move through the buttons to place the order, to close out the check, to process the payment. If it's in retail, how you move through the order and how you move through if you have to find an item, if you're having to process a return. Thank you for joining us for our Own Your Career Job Readiness series. Be on the lookout for more of our videos.